Hi everyone, this is week 4 for the YouTube Pagan Challenge. And this week's topic is your take on the Wheel of the Year. Now, before I get into that, I just want to mention, if you missed it by chance, if you're not a listener, my girlfriend and I appeared on the 86th episode of New World Witchery. Check the descriptions to this video for a link to that episode. Corey is awesome. Love the show. Corey and Lane, but we were interviewed by Corey. Love the show. We were happy to be on it. It was a good time. So definitely check that out at newworldwitchery.com. Now on to the topic, the Wheel of the Year. I used to go by the Wheel of the Year. I don't anymore. I don't really practice a Wiccan path anymore. And the Wheel of the Year was kind of one of those things that we scrapped, that we just did away with. Metaphorically, it can be very helpful. It's a good way to work some kind of a holiday system. When someone who's exploring a pagan path, it definitely adapts itself very well to their path. In my case, though, I got tired of it. I began to not really identify with the rituals anymore. Like I said in one of my other videos, I'm not a farmer, and we don't do a fertility thing with what we're doing with our witchcraft. So it became kind of irrelevant. As Black Tree Coven, what we do with our year calendar, if you want to call it that, is we focus on the full moons and the dark moons. So our quote-unquote Wheel of the Year is really a lunar cycle. We took the idea and some of the themes that you find in the seasonal festivals and adopted them in various ways, but not very overt ways where it's that we're just doing the Wheel of the Year again, but we're not calling it. It's what we're doing is a little different than the Wheel of the Year specifically, being those eight pagan holidays, 8 Wiccan holidays, that so many paths of paganism use. To me, the gatherings of a group of witches should be at night. And my understanding, most of the time, and in my experience, and most of my experience, is that the 8-spoked Wheel of the Year is a bunch of Sabbath festivals, which are, charting the course of the sun. So you would think that these events would happen during the day. To me, that's not very witchy. Okay, I like my witchcraft to be in darkness, under the light of the moon, in the woods, hidden away, in dimly lit spaces, lit only by candles, things like that. Maybe I'm a little bit of a romantic in a sense, but that's where my witchcraft lies. So my year, like I was saying, focuses on the moons. So we do full moons and dark moons, and the only 2 other days at the moment that we really incorporate into our yearly calendar is Halloween, because we're in America, and Halloween at least is a very relevant holiday. I mean, granted, Wiccans have Samhain, but we look at it as Halloween, and we're not just changing the name. We also change the significance too. So calling it Halloween and approaching it from a Halloween perspective as opposed to a Samhain perspective changes it enough for us to where it allows us to make it culturally relevant to where we're at. So we call it Halloween, and we're building it upon, regional practices and just our culture. So, how do South Jersey people practice and celebrate Halloween? Okay. And being witches, Halloween was clearly something that we would want in our calendar. Now, to contrast Halloween as far as the year goes, the other holiday that we have is, what people call, Beltane or May Day, but we like the phrase Walpurgisnacht. So, and that's not necessarily a fertility thing for us. It's just that it's a ringing out of the winter, saying goodbye to winter, yay, yay, spring, yay, yay, summer. And it's not a fertility thing. So there won't be any maypole or things like that. for the most part, in the tradition, we're still working out the kinks in regards to practicing and the rituals involving and the cultural practices and the traditional practices that would be relevant to Halloween and Walpurgisnacht from our perspective, from what we're doing as a coven and as a tradition in South Jersey. So, those two holidays themselves, Halloween and Walpurgisnacht, they mark the ebb and flow of the year for us. There's also other reasons why, some of them being convenient reasons, but there's other reasons why we pick those specifically, and that's a part of what I'm going to say is our lore as a tradition, and that's not really something I want to share because I want to be able to keep some stuff to us. Share with the people who can enjoy it too. Not put everything out on YouTube. So in short, my Wheel of the Year is lunar based with two other holidays, and I don't really use the Wheel of the Year as many people use the Wheel of the Year. And I encourage people to do the Wheel of the Year if they feel an affinity for it, if they have an appreciation for it, if they enjoy it, if they want to do it, if they think that it fits really well in with what they're doing, by all means do it. However, if it doesn't resonate with you, don't be afraid to discard it. You're not going to be any less of a practitioner. You're not going to be any less of a pagan. Okay? It's not the be-all to end-all model. It works. It has its place. It's a nice little foundational point, but, it may as well have its place in our history as a developing community. And it may actually be less and less. And it may be more public of a thing than private. It might be the generic form of paganism that gets perpetuated amongst mainstream culture, like mainstream paganism. When, on the underground, as some people might say, those people like me, and other people have a very different structure of ritual and holidays and days of worship and days of celebration. So don't think that your Wheel of the Year has to be the 8 Sabbats of the year. And that's my thoughts on the matter. So if you like what I have to say, please subscribe to this channel. Check me out online at infinite-beyond.com. And I hope to be speaking with you again soon. Take care.